This is a good thing to hold us accountable to a certain level of teaching so that in the long run we affect the kids in a very positive way. And it's going to be hard. It's because it's new, primarily because it's new, but you're going to get a lot out of it.
I mean, we just want them to be successful. And so the outcomes for them would be that they are more successful because we can see where we're falling short.
I think that this evaluation model is going to help teachers and help kids because teachers are going to have to become more collaborative and reach across disciplines as well as just simply across the hall.
I must adapt and change and grow my presentation, my teaching style, but I can still remain myself within the rubric. Everyone can retain a personality or a personal teaching style within the rubric.
When I first started using the evaluation system, I noticed that the first thing to do was to read through the entire rubric because it's quite extensive and at first can be kind of intimidating a little bit. But after I read through the rubric, I actually came up with some good classroom ideas once I figured out what the expectations were and things I hadn't thought of. And whereas in the old system, it wasn't quite as detailed. It was very broad, but not quite as much depth. And in this system, there's a great deal of depth.
The previous evaluation system, which was very vague, very open to subjectivity, here it's concrete, it's on paper, it's in black and white. You know what it is.
You need to at least have this, and this is what a good, classroom environment looks like. This is what, it still does allow for you to do your own thing, but it just makes it so that you can kind of also make sure that, I can know that whatever I'm doing, even if I'm a second-year teacher, it can be just as effective as the 27-year teacher, It just gives more security for that, I think.
For teachers, sure, the first time someone drops in your classroom with a clipboard, your stomach's gonna go, and after you get through that, like a little original, oh wait, I'm doing my job, this is no big deal, and you go about your day, you are going to have more familiarity to see that administrator as a resource, as a mentor, is going to helps kids a lot because they're going to know their administrators more. Their administrators are going to be in all their classrooms. They're going to see them as faces that are not just in the discipline and that like Wizard of Oz behind the curtain administrator feeling.
And if they come in enough, if they come in a bad moment and you're disciplining a child or something's not going well, they've been in enough times when you've had the good moments and they've seen different parts of your lesson in your day at multiple times, then they have a better overall picture.
The principals are going to be in our classrooms more often. They're going to be more involved in what we're doing on a daily basis. And that overall is going to be a positive thing for teachers, for principals, for students.
Okay. There's going to be a list of words. You may only say those words to get the person who is blindfolded to achieve the objective.
Post-observation, I think, is where we all learn the most. Our administration would say, how do you think you did? Why do you think you're a 3 in this area? Why do you think you're a 2 in this area? And then I would give examples as to why and what I felt I could do better.
His feedback was so detailed. When you did, I did. So he had the evidence there. It was a very good post-observation. I felt good being praised for the things I had done well, but I also felt hopeful for the things that I needed to improve.
I think it's really important to honestly reflect, and sometimes that's really difficult and sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it's hard to sit down and say, you know what, I really am a 2, which is below. And it's hard to say that to yourself. It's hard to say, maybe I'm not doing all that I should be doing. It's a mindset change. No one's trying to judge you. No one's trying to drag you down. No, they're trying to help you become the best teacher that you can be and to make those students in your classroom the best that they can be as well.
I think that definitely we're going to see our students learn to think higher, think deeper about things, think more logically about things versus just focusing on the test scores all year long. You can't do that as a teacher in this evaluation system and still get high marks.
It's all about best practices. It's what, I'm standing up here to teach, and What are the kids going to benefit most from to construct new knowledge that they can own and utilize on their own? We take pride in making sure that we grade our kids on a rigorous scale. And now teachers are being graded on a rigorous scale.
You want to do as well as possible. I mean, because having those kids every day looking at you, and I mean, you want to be able to teach them in the best way that you can.